I'm ready.
Oh, that's good to know. You're up for the intro, so I'm glad you said that.
There has been an awakening. Have you felt it?
Hello, what have we here?
You guys are so funny.
Hello.
Holy shit. It ain't C3 penis face and R2 dickhead.
Hello there.
Looking? Found someone you have, I would say.
May the force be with us. Fucking A.
Fucking A.
Good day, Galaxy Rogue Squadron Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are enlightened, excited, and afraid. Enlightened? Guys, we are so
I'll accept it.
super happy. My name is Mopar.
I'm Commander Cody.
And we've got our special guest, Mr. Matthew O'Brien. Say hi, Matt.
Well, hello there.
Hello there. Oh, my God. You made my week just by saying it like that. Is that your best English accent?
Well, I was trying to do Obi-Wan Kenobi there, but...
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, cool. Well, yeah, but then that's my best, man. That's my best.
That's the best.
Well,
Well, you're hired. You're hired. For the Obi Kenobi spin-off film. Now, you can probably describe yourself better than I can, but we've had you on. It was probably about 2,000 years ago.
Yeah,
approximately.
It was 2015. It was right before Force Awakens, like a month or two before. We were all getting geared for it, and you've just been the busiest human in the world since then.
Yeah, look, much like yourself, dude. Yeah, it's been crazy. Like, I remember the last time we were on, we were all hyped about the Force Awakens, and like 2 films have gone by in that space of time.
I missed that accent talking about the
3.
films.
3 films.
3 films.
3.
Yeah,
Nope.
Rogue One, and then the
suppose,
2. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and if you guys haven't caught on already, the fucking A at the end of our intro is Mr. Matt O'Brien, and that happened when he was heading into the Force Awakens. So we had just recorded with him, and he sent us a voice message. It was a much longer than that, and there was a lot more cursing, but
I'm sorry.
but it was we loved it so much we spliced it, cut it out, and threw it in our shit. So every time you get to hear his beautiful voice yelling at us about how excited he is.
Yeah, you haven't been on the show in a while, but every week we feel like you're part of the show.
Oh man, that's so nice of you. I feel it too every time I see you guys come up and live on my Instagram or Facebook. I'm like, yeah, very proud of you guys. You are going from strength to strength. Well done.
Strength to strength.
Yes, strength to strength. Have you ever heard that before?
No, I haven't.
I feel like I've said this to you before. They go, what the hell is that? Yeah, you're going from strength to strength.
Oh,
Stronger and stronger.
there we go.
We're gonna get new vocabulary lessons every time you're on the show.
Yeah, no worries, man.
I love it. So, in the past 3 years, what's happened? What's up?
Whoa, yeah, a lot of work. Me and my partner had a baby,
Ooh.
Luna. Lorna is out there. She's listening to the show right now, I hope, maybe. The
Hi.
baby's in bed. The baby's not listening to the show.
Not yet. When are you gonna start her off on some Rogue Squadron?
She needs to up her game. She really does. But
Yeah,
like,
she'll catch it later on iTunes.
Absolutely. Right, on her iPhone. She's like 7 months old. But yeah, no, a lot of stuff happened. A lot of good stuff. I've been working in theater and film, and I set up my own production company. We're going to launch now that pretty soon.
Ooh.
Nice. What are you producing?
Films, really, short films. We've got a lot of stuff kind of on backlog. So myself and a couple of mates decided to. We're usually working kind of in the field of film and theater in Ireland. So we decided to set up our own one to do our own specific projects.
Nice.
So yeah.
So you can just star in your own stuff, and you won't have to.
Exactly.
You only have to try out and do all the. Yeah, you just be like, I'm starring in this film. Well, what's it about? It's about me. It's a documentary about me.
It's about me starring in films.
It's
It's about
this
me
boy.
starring in films. What a conundrum! What like a fifth wall is that? That's fucking
I
awesome.
know.
That's good to hear, man. You're going straight George Lucas with it. That's cool.
Well, yeah, kind of. Yeah, the American Zoetrope way of doing stuff, and yeah, so that's what we decided to do, and that's what we're doing. Because I got a lot of like, I did a lot of writing over the last few years, and a lot of it is sci-fi. So obviously, because we're a bunch of geeks, and that's what we like. So my proxy were kind of inspired by that. So I wrote a load of scripts and I was like, shit, this will never get made. If I send this to someone, they're going to go, this motherfucker's a lunatic and we're not making anything belong to him. And in fact, strike his name from any potential
he's
work.
blackballed from everything.
Yeah. So we decided, fuck, we'll just go and make it ourselves. I'm so sorry for cursing.
How dare you? What the fuck
Are
would
you
Why
now?
the fuck would you
Are
do
you
that?
really?
No, I'm fucking not.
I was gonna say, that's the only thing we took out of that voice message. That you said,
Yeah.
put it on our thing.
Rosie Gold was an island. Skeleton Michael. Fucking A.
That's all we got. That's all we got out of it. It was the only legible thing. So
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I do ramble. So please tell me if at any point you can't understand what I'm saying.
what?
Do you want me to repeat that for you?
Wait, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Check my headphones.
So there's so many directions we can go in, and you were fancy enough to join us with our Patreon call, so we kind of got this warmed up already.
Yeah.
You said you were gaming a little bit. So what you were jumping on?
Whoa. So at the moment, myself, my partner are like addicted to Titanfall 2.
Ooh.
Okay.
I don't know if you've played that, but that
We
is
haven't.
like that came at the same time as Battlefield 1 and was like completely swamped by Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty, and it is a gem. So in terms of first-person shooter, that's what we're playing,
Nice.
and we're really good at that. I'm very proud of our stats on that.
See, a week ago, we were on our Patreon call and we were talking about the old Mech Assault games for the original Xbox.
Yes.
And I'm like, why isn't there a new Mech Assault game? And the guys were like, why don't you just play Titanfall? They're
Right.
fucking amazing. I'm
Right.
like, oh shit, I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, I had no clue.
Dude, it's the fucking business. I can't recommend it enough. Like, it really is. Really is.
Awesome. And
We
then
have-
you said something about Assassin's what?
Assassin's Creed Origins. I'm really playing a lot of that. It's one of those games that I knew I'd have to like put away a few hours to kind of play it, and I got a few hours free there last week, and I just started playing and I fell down that rabbit hole, and I'm now exploring ancient Egypt like a motherfucker.
It's great, man. I love that game.
It's such a good game.
Yeah.
like.
That's the only way to really explore it is like a if you explore it any other way, it's shit.
It's shit. It pales in comparison. Like, what is that like? I'm just
Yeah.
playing a bit of Assassin's Creed. No, you're doing it wrong. Actually, you'd like this. I'm actually riding around Egypt at the moment on a chocobo. So no, I'm not
Can you
shitting you.
can
There's
you
this,
get those
like,
in that game?
There's this like you can get a chocobo in it. I hope I haven't ruined it for people, but yeah, you can get a chocobo.
Mopar doesn't know what that is.
I have no clue what that is.
A chocobo from Final Fantasy VII.
I don't
He's
know
never
what that.
played-
I've
he's
never played Final Fantasy.
Ah, shit! I should have started there. Let me go back.
You are
Yeah,
so,
so, like-
far over my head. I didn't even. Yeah, let alone
Yeah.
it's way up there.
So sorry.
We have Jamie in the chat room. He also wants to know what is a film.
A film, and it's spelled. A film is
So it's not just me.
Fillum. It's basically a movie in Ireland. We add a little bit of an extra syllable just for the crack.
It's an Irish movie.
Yeah.
It's an Irish movie. Yeah.
Wait, I suppose I can't actually say it right. I'll try it now. Film. I was in a film yesterday about peas.
No, that you
we
is
just
still
say
there.
we just say movie. We really don't say film ever.
Movie.
A
Okay.
movie. We got it's more Austin Powers. You got to say it. Movie. Like you're bored
Movie.
halfway through the word.
Okay.
Movie.
Okay, right. Okay. I got it. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
You're
I
born
come on
halfway
Rogue
through the
Squadron
word.
Podcast. I don't just enjoy your company. I get learned.
Yeah, you learn your trade. This is how you act like a jackass.
Get knowledge.
Yeah.
So if you have to play a bastard or some drunken idiot, just come see us, man. We'll give you a few pointers and
No
kill
problem. No problem.
We'll write an entire film in a weekend.
Film. Yeah. It's only when it's pointed out that I realize how ridiculous that sounds. Do you know what I mean? Speak with a bunch of American people, you just go, "I'm in a film." What? You're in a what? A film.
A film.
So
You're
a
gonna
movie.
fill 'em
I'm in a
up.
movie.
There you
Movies.
go. See, it's easy.
Mhm.
So
No
what's
extra
the
syllables in that
most
one.
recent project? Are you allowed to say anything about it, or what do we got?
I don't know. Like I'm in a little, I'm doing a few bits at the moment, but the film that's the most recent one that I just finished is a film called Night Shift. It's a horror film.
Okay.
That's getting distributed, I think, in America next year. But it's like very it's not going to be in cinemas or anything like that, but it'll probably get on streaming services like, I don't know, Hulu. Is that
Yeah,
is that
that's a thing.
Yeah.
Hulu.
Yep.
Hulu, yeah, and stuff like that. And they're selling it over there, so it's the whole thing of going to these like movie swaps where they sell the movie to a producer. But that recently got picked up, so that's the most recent thing I've been doing. But I've been doing a lot of theater over here.
Theater. I'm not sure I knew you did theater. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's the way you learn your trade, man. But most actors who do theater are out of work. Movie actors, you know. Yeah, no. So that's basically what I'm at the moment.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm not very good at self-promotion. I really am not good at that. I can do all but I can't go, yeah, I'll just finish this great movie. Me and this guy was just, shooting this fucking movie. No.
Is that your best?
You kind of went New York on that one. Me and this guy, we was just filming this movie over here.
Yeah. Hey, Paul, what the fuck's going on?
Where's that film at?
Just don't shoot.
Wait a second. Hey. No, that was my best South African. I'm sorry.
South African, yes. So, So,
glad to have you back, man.
What happened now?
So we're glad to have you back, man. It's been too long.
Dude, pleasure.
Yeah.
Pleasure. Yeah.
And we were talking on the Patreon call. Not only was it that long ago, but you were streaming live with us. Like it was like one of the single-digit episodes. I saw Lone Wolf come on, and you're just like, "This is amazing." I was like, "I don't know who this guy is," and then lo and behold, you're a jackass too. So
yes,
and it was like the first time we ever tried a live stream, and I'm sure it was absolutely terrible because I had no idea what I was doing back then. But you stuck through it anyways.
There was a buzz, like the story behind me finding you guys was like Cody. You were like, will appreciate this. I was playing X-Wing miniatures a lot, so I was looking for podcasts to do with X-Wing. So I came across Rogue Squadron. I was like, this must be about X-Wing. I was like, no, these are just a bunch of fucking lunatics from America. And subscribe to that shit.
I'm updating our official podcast subtitle to be a bunch of fucking lunatics from America.
From America.
I like it.
I mean, that's a term of endearment, man. You know what I mean? I really mean it in the nicest possible sense. But so that's how I found you. And then, the rest is history.
It's been downhill ever since.
It's been downhill ever since.
My health's gone to shit. I shit myself at least once a week. It's a mess now.
Absolutely. I haven't moved from this room since we last spoke.
All the films all the films are recorded in my living room, so
I can't leave. They're going to call me any moment. I'll be back on the show. I'll be back in the Rogue Squadron podcast. You can't give me any job because I'm not going to take it.
Yep. If it's not a bedridden or a couch-ridden character in a movie, don't even cast me. I don't even want to try out.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you mean? What's this scene outside? Get it out of here. I gotta fucking cut that scene. That's deleted.
Send me the script. I'll read it. Yeah. First scene, exterior. Oh no, I don't do exterior.
That's hilarious. So, well, I don't know if, as we do every episode, Commander, do you have a beer review?
I got a few beers. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So what I did is I went out to a local place, obviously. So I did make your own 6-pack. I'll show you guys right here. And so it's got this old school beer tap. Maybe this is an Irish thing. You see how it's like a full pull off beer tap?
Yeah, it's nuts.
And I think the
like
whole
a fucking
top
can
of
of
the thing
tuna
pulls off like a can of soup.
I said tuna.
Yeah, well, that's what we have.
Soup.
We have cans of soup over here. What do you guys got? Like boxes of soup or
sacks of soup?
In Ireland, no, it's intravenously connected. It's called a hospital here.
It's called a hospital. Dear God. I lost my whole...
You're talking about the thing that's in your hand right now.
Sly Fox beer. So it's a Sly Fox brewery, and it's called 360 India Pale Ale. It's got like some matte black, so it looks a little more glossy on the screen, but it's actually quite matte black. I like it.
That's
it's
cool
a cool
can.
beer.
Yeah.
And 90% of the cans that I choose are based off the way it looks, to be honest. I mean, it's like it could be the best written book ever, but if it looks like a book written in 1991, I'm probably not gonna fucking pick it up. You better update that shit, put some flashy colors on it, and I'll buy it. All right. So it's the first thing you see. So
That's probably why it
that's
took me
where
so long to read the fucking Hobbit, because back when I was in like grade school, it was just like the oldest books ever. Those generic style books that just had the title of the book in Times New Roman on the front, the no design or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yep. Look at that.
I've
Whole
never
fucking
seen
top.
a beer like that before. That's awesome.
The whole
That's
top
enough.
pulled off, and it pulled off quite easily. But obviously they're like forcing you to drink it out of a cup because it's quite sharp. So, or I'm sorry, a glass.
A mug.
Mug.
I was gonna
A
say
mug.
you don't want to cut your lip on that shit.
So I got my slight
All right.
overflow.
I got another beer from. So last week we had some from the San Diego Sabres. Mr. Steve over there, he sent us a selection of brews from Southern California, which was very nice. This is the last one from the box that he sent. Carl Strauss Brewing Company Mosaic IPA. Looking forward to that. I'm always a big IPA fan. And I was telling everybody on the Patreon call that the office had a cool mixer and had a shit ton of leftover beer from Actual Brewing and Hoof Hearted and a bunch of other shit. And they left it all for the taking in the fridge. So I have a few extras here too.
You know what's a great amount of beer
Tell
is
me.
one shit ton.
Yeah.
That is a great amount of beer to
A
have. Just in
metric
case,
shit ton or
you
an
never know what's
imperial
gonna
shit
happen.
ton?
I got home early. What do we got? A shit ton
Shit
of
ton
beer.
of everything.
Oh, that'll suffice. That's enough to get this done.
Well, you know what they said in
So-
Superbad, just a shit ton of different shit. So
Yeah, shit. I love it. I love just it include like forcing cuss words together and making something brand new. Oh my god,
Matt, I know
love it.
you're a Philistine, but do you have anything that you're sipping on over there?
I'm a
Besides
delicious
potato
cup of
chips?
tea, and
Los Polos.
and,
I see it.
That was the whitest pronunciation of that name of all time.
was
Los Polos.
Los Paulos, Hermanos.
Hermanos.
Well,
I'll say it for you. You want white? I'll give you white. Look, Los Polos Hermanos and a snack bar.
It's literally just called snack.
Show that up again. It's literally
Yeah,
called,
it's called a snack bar.
and with an
Look,
exclamation point, like it's one of those
Yeah.
action
Snack.
words. There's like an action word in an old comic book.
Yeah, pow. Yeah. Dude, it's like, what are you hungry for? I'm just gonna grab a snack. What kind of snack?
really?
A fucking snack, bitch. What are you gonna do about it? My snack.
Oh, but you want to know the biggest head fuck about this one, right? These bars, they're by Cadbury's. Do you have Cadbury's?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're great.
Cool,
Oh, yeah.
cool. Right, so Cadbury's makes snack bar. This particular snack bar, but it also comes in another color. So there's a yellow snack bar, and this is the purple snack bar.
Ooh.
Okay,
Oh.
Now if that doesn't blow your fucking mind. I don't
Wait,
know.
what was
This is just
stop,
purple
why-
flavor
Purple flavor.
and yellow flavor.
Exactly. So you have
They're
to-
both crayon flavors. It's just different color crayons.
Yeah, exactly.
Why does the wrapper say sandwich?
Yeah, now this is the fucking conundrum, dude, right? So the purple snack is sandwich biscuit, which is a very, very delicate, almost like a Scotch biscuit. Do you know what that is?
Nope.
Neither do fucking I. So that is the Scotch biscuit, and then the other yellow snack is like more of a brittler biscuit.
A wafer biscuit.
Imagine a digestive biscuit.
A biscuit.
Yeah, cool. Like pirate biscuits that they had back in the day.
You're missing me absolutely. The
Yeah.
more and more you talk, the more lost I get.
No problem.
Let's go back to
Let's
film. At least I got that one down.
Go back. I'll go back.
So, all right, I think I'm gonna jump into this beer. Like I said, 360 IPA. I didn't say anything else about it because the can was so cool.
Sip it first, then you can talk.
Well, Pottstown, Pennsylvania, so it's actually very local to me right now. 6.2% alcohol, so it's a good, not too strong, but I'm gonna
It's
jump
a
into
good. Great.
It is a good.
You got to ring your drinking bell though.
Oh, let me grab it. It's right here.
Hurry up! Yay! Cheers, everybody.
Oh.
Cheers, Matt.
I broke the drinking bell. No more drinking from here. Okay.
Very good. Now, for as much as I've cussed out Kerner for saying the term standard IPA, this is your motherfucking
Basic.
standard IPA.
Okay.
It hits it on the head. It's everything that you need. It's nothing too fancy. It's very well balanced and it's very good. I like it.
Now I blacked out while you said what brewery is it? What did you say? What was it?
I browned out while that was happening. It's Carl Strauss Brewing Company, Founded in 1989 in Southern California. It's California. Get a load of that.
Oh, I get it. I understand the joke.
I don't understand.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's pretty good. Just very,
my
very
IPA
standard.
is fucking delicious. It's very floral. It's very drinkable. There's no burn, and I like it.
It looks like you had notes over there, like you sampled this before. It's very good, very drinkable, and
I keep
this
I'm looking
IPA
over at the.
that I have right here.
I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 for can creation because the can not only looks fucking amazing, but it's super unique with the whole
thing there. Yeah, they have the cannery on lock.
The cannery is enjoy anywhere and recycle everywhere. Yeah. So yeah, I'm very happy with this.
Please.
I'm not gonna blindly jump and you can see it's a tall boy, so it's a pint.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna sit on this for a second. It is bouncing between a 3 and a 2. So let me taste it a little bit. So
Matt, how's your chicken tea?
Iced chicken tea.
Hey Matt, how's your chicken tea?
Testing.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was like, I looked at that little can that you had there. I was like, that is some seriously cool design.
It is pretty
But
epic.
my tea is cold, and for the sake of like you doing a toast there, I actually drank a mouthful of cold tea. So it's disgusting. But I did it for you. And
Hey, cheers.
We appreciate
Is
that.
there an Irish cheers?
Sláinte.
Sláinte.
Slush.
Sláinte, yeah. It just means good health.
Nice.
Well, what if I want to cheer someone, but I don't want to wish them good health?
Yeah.
Well, you just go, here, fuck off, drink that.
Have a beer. Fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off. Stop annoying me. And that's usually only with your brother or your sister or mother or father. Fuck off.
Or your cousin, or your uncle, or your aunt, your grandfather.
Yeah.
Extended
That's
cousin.
Your lawyer.
Your lawyer.
Felt like you were just going to go there for so long about just for every extended family member that there possibly could be ever.
Absolutely.
So,
it's like
so
if
you're
not Ryan Johnson. You just go, come here. I need to have a chat with you.
We're
Sorry.
already giving
I'm so sorry.
sneak peeks over here. I think Matt O'Brien loves The Last Jedi. It's unconfirmed. It is still a rumor. But Matthew O'Brien loves The Last Jedi.
So,
Matthew
we'll get
O'Brien
back to it after.
talking shit about George Lucas 2.0.
Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna take another sip here. I'm really liking this beer.
Yeah, I'm having fun with this one. More details. It's 5.5% alcohol by volume. Obviously, Mosaic hops. It is a Mosaic IPA. I'm gonna go right ahead and give this motherfucker a 2.
Okay.
Solid.
So I'm gonna keep reading this stuff here. So 70 IBUs. So
Can you read
it's
now?
pretty high on
That's
the
good.
bitter. Pretty high on the bitterness. The text here says, finally big, bold flavor in a big, bold can that drinks like a favorite pint glass.
Nice.
I'll say they're actually suggesting you drink out of this fucking thing. I cut my tongue off.
Last beer you ever have.
So fusion of Bravo, Cascade, Centennial, and Lemon Drop hops.
Nice.
Very earthy. So no, I really enjoy this. I want to give it a 3 simply because of the fucking can, but it is also a very, very great beer.
You seemed excited about it right away. That's
It
usually
did
the
hit
sign
me-
of a 3.
It did hit me because it tastes different. It's the opposite of your standard IPA.
Yeah, so
And it's
Kerner would not
blended
like it.
well. So just for that fact, with the can thrown in, I'm gonna give it a 3. I'm very happy with the taste, and the can is badass.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna
it
go.
tastes better than cold tea. So very
cold
happy
chicken
with
tea.
it.
It really does. This really does.
I'm gonna go with 2, and we actually haven't given a rundown of our rating system in quite a while, so I'm gonna go through that really quick. It's from 0 to 3. It starts at 3. Best of the best beer you've ever had. You drink it every day. It's fucking awesome.
Everybody recommends.
2 is standard and delicious and amazing. Not amazing. Standard and delicious. I got ahead of myself. And 1 is worth trying. Not the best thing, but you should try it. And then 0 is like
Stay
no.
away.
0 is like cold tea. Don't even fuck around with that.
0 is like The Last Jedi. Don't even watch it again. Wow. Hey,
I'm so pissed.
we'll see.
I don't want to start
Now,
off this
I
pissed.
do have a question. Has it come out on digital for Ireland yet?
Oh yeah, it's out in Ireland. Yeah, you can download it on iTunes.
Oddly enough, I think it was one of our newest Patreon members. He said it wasn't out digitally in Germany yet.
Whoa.
So it's very weird. Like it's spotty.
I think
I could be lying about that, but I feel like I heard that from somewhere.
I think he said that it's out digitally, but the Blu-ray is going to come out like 3 or 4 weeks after ours.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That makes
so they have to
sense.
wait extra long for the actual physical copy.
I think Ireland is getting like. I'm not saying that it's getting it before anyone else, but it's pretty much like it's getting it as soon as it was available. Because
It's like
of
in
the
your
whole-
mailbox right now.
Yeah. But everybody in Ireland got a copy of The Last Jedi. And it,
Well,
and-
no.
and-
We make that shit. We make that shit here, and then we put it on the Norwal. And as soon as the Norwal makes it to Ireland, and you gotta, come on.
No,
Please.
absolutely. Look, they're really pushing it over here because of Acto and the Skellig Islands and all that.
Yeah.
So,
You
Everyone has an
guys don't
opinion
have
on it.
wheels, but you at least have The Last Jedi before anybody
we have
else.
advanced sci-fi. So, yeah, no wheel, but sci-fi. Incest is
No
rampant.
wheel.
You guys think that shit's a documentary over there? Like, how did they get those
Absolutely.
ships? How'd they get in
Jesus, that's-
space?
That's what they were doing out in that island all
All
that
we
time.
have is
Oh
potato
my
chips.
God.
How'd they get
That
up
wasn't
there?
fucking monks out there. That was fucking Jedi Knights.
Historical documentary of what happened on Octo.
Absolutely.
That's hilarious.
Is it
All
though?
our
that's the
priests
end.
are going around in Jedi robes.
Yeah, from now on, all the priests in Ireland.
Come in the back and I'll show you my lightsaber.
We don't need to be talking about coming in the back.
Oh.
I can't. I gotta stop now.
I can't continue either. So it's Matt. This is your podcast. We quit.
Okay.
Nay, now you
Fine.
can make it an X-Wing podcast like you thought it was.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
I genuinely wouldn't be able to do what you guys do. I can talk a lot of shit, but I can't keep it cohesive. You know what I mean?
I don't
No,
think we
I have
keep
no
it
clue.
cohesive at all. There's nothing cohesive about any of this.
Nah. I know there was some good segues. Like, let's come on. Let's be honest, right?
Yeah, and on that note,
That's a skill set,
I
you know?
wish I had time to grab a screenshot of just what your fucking face looked like right now.
What happened? So all right, guys.
We gotta go. We gotta go chronologically here. We gotta
Whoa,
step
whoa,
back.
right before we
Right
jump into
before
the movies,
everything,
I do
okay.
have because you were talking about the X-wing, and myself and the old lady tried to play the Game of Thrones card game last night.
Mhm.
Ooh, how'd
So
that
I
go?
don't know if Matt, are you familiar with the Game of Thrones card game?
I'm familiar with it. I haven't played it. I know it's by FFG,
Yes.
but I haven't played. I've seen it being played, but I know the gist of it. You know.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. I played it like once, maybe twice with Commander and a couple friends, but that was year and a half ago.
Mhm.
So I finally bought the starter set and we kind of broke it open and we did the warming up gameplay,
Yeah.
what they suggest and everything. Holy shit, she was pissed.
Savage
So
as fuck, right?
I let her choose. I was like, okay, it's Starks or Lannisters. Which one do you want to be? So she chose Lannisters because she's
That's
a
a good
bitch
choice.
like the rest of them.
No, that's a good
Um,
choice.
But she wanted because she thought it would be fun. So and I went in there and it was just, I think I had 10 power so the end game it's like you're trying to get to 15 power and there's different ways of gaining power chips or whatever. She threw her cards down and yelled, "I quit!" I had 10 power, she had 0, and I killed Jaime Lannister with like a sneak attack with Arya, and it was all downhill from there. So I don't think we're ever playing that game again. So. I was like, we'll try another night, babe. And she looked at me like, I'm gonna stab you in your sleep, just like a true Lannister, you bitch. I'm like, oh, Jesus. So that's my story.
That game's fun,
we
though,
tried
man.
that last night, and it's too much. And I told her, you got to understand, like we're trying to warm up to the game and understand the game, let alone try to like strategize and all this, because I feel like the Lannisters, you have to sit there and read every card and know what goes well with every card, and then you can play to their strengths, and then you'll just start dominating people. I was like, the Starks are like easy.
Yeah.
I was like, they're very simple powers, and I had Valerian Steel on Eddard, and it was like unstoppable and shit. And I was just wrecking people. But she was very unhappy. So we'll segue out of this because I don't. If she's listening to this later on, she's pissed that I'm even mentioning it.
Glass Armor's not happy. I'm glad you guys played it though. It's fun as fuck, man. You just got to get. Yeah, there's a hump there. There's a learning curve, and if you keep getting screwed every time, then it's like the worst game ever. But if you get a hold of the mechanics early on, it's very fun, strategical. Well, but it's savage, dude.
She was like right on the cusp of like a great move, but she made it too late. For example, she had Tywin Lannister, and she had an event card where she could just play a random character, do an attack with them, and then pull them back. And then but she didn't plan it that well, and she made one mistake that made it all, and I killed him right away, and it was just it was all downhill.
That's the worst too, when you have this elaborate plan, but then before you can even get the card out, they're like, oh, I just killed all your people, you can't summon anybody else. Like, all right,
you can't. I won. You can't do anything else.
It's done.
So we gave it a try. We'll try it again some other time when she's
less
cooled
pissed.
down. Maybe another 2-3 years we'll try it.
So when the third version comes out.
Third version, yes. So that is my segue into the Star Wars universe. So we've had 3 Star Wars movies come out since we've last spoke.
Yeah, we got to go back. Yeah,
I know it's been crazy. It really has been nuts. Like if you think about like 6 or 7 years ago, imagine saying to somebody like a Star Wars fan, "Oh yeah, they're going to have like a shit ton." See, I'm using your unit of measurement. A shit ton of fucking new Star Wars films in 2015 onwards. You'd be going, no, that's not possible. But it is, and they're doing it.
The only way that can happen is if Disney buys them. Disney's going to buy them. Holy!
Whoa! Exactly.
It's pretty insane. And just to think that like the Han Solo movie's right around the corner. We're going to have 4 films in like 3.5 years.
Yeah.
That is nuts to me.
I don't think it's working out well. It's like it sounds like I'm breaking up with somebody here. Look,
it's not what it does sound like.
Me. But the way
what you just said perfectly summarizes how I feel about a lot of fan reactions about The Last Jedi. And you just need to realize that it's not Rian Johnson, it's you. So let's make this peaceful. You can go retreat back into your home and start watching the original trilogy on loop for 40 years.
Yeah. No. You see, the thing about it is that where I come from on this is a place of love. So I liked a lot of The Last Jedi. I genuinely did, and some parts of it really, really worked for me. But there's just some glaring problems with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the problem with criticism of it with people is that you either go, fucking like an idiot with it and start becoming, abusive to other people's opinions and that kind of nonsense. We saw it with the prequels.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me ask you: Are you one of those guys that I saw one movie, so the entire Star Wars universe is ruined for me because of one movie? Thank you.
No, that's just stupid. That's really stupid. Like because that's like a really extremist way of looking at it. Like, like for example. Return of the Jedi has minor problems in it too. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure when Jedi came out or Empire, whatever, fans were like, "Oh, I didn't like that. That wasn't my exact vision in my head of what the film should be. Therefore, it's shit."
We just didn't have the internet back then.
Precisely. Yeah. So stupidity couldn't really spread that fast.
Yeah.
So, but now, unfortunately, everybody with an opinion, myself included, can jump up on something and start going, this is what I feel about it. This is the way it should have been. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the product that is The Last Jedi, I'm critiquing that. Mm-hmm. I'm not going, it should have been this, that, and the other. I'm not saying that. But there is some things that I would have liked tidied up on it.
Yeah.
And I think it would have made it a better movie.
Well, let's jump into
what I've always said, though, before we do jump into those things, is that every Star Wars movie has that thing.
Absolutely.
Everything does, and that's kind of the charm about it, is like these are the movies that we love with all of our heart, but in some instances they're kind of goofy as fuck.
They're kids movies, man. They're kids movies. But you see, the problem I think is the dichotomy between kid movie and the target market. There is disparagement. There's disparagement in between the two of them because if you look at the market research, I'm sorry to get boring, but I'll eliminate this one thing. The market research suggests that Star Wars is big amongst our age group.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's just a fact. So when you start doing that and then you go, oh, but it's just a kid's movie. But what is it? What is it? Is it a kid's movie, or are you aiming for a more mature audience of 30-year-olds? You know?
I would argue completely that it is a kid's movie. And the fact that we grew up with the prequels when we were kids.
Yes.
Makes, just because I'm 30 years old and love it because I saw it when I was 10 and 11.
Yes.
You know, so I would say, true at heart, I think the Star Wars universe is a kids movie.
Yes.
Now, I think they're trying to. So where I would partially agree is I think they should choose one way or the other. Should they continue kids movieing it up and trying to get new Star Wars fans, or do the mature thing and make films for the mature audience that, you know, grew up with this shit, that are 30, 40, and now up to like 60 years old. Let's see some good, honest, filmmaking.
Yes.
That pertains to those people. So.
I don't think there's any reason they can't do both. And this is what I've been waiting for. And I think it's more a matter of they needed to test the waters and get their feet wet and like make sure they're capable of putting out a Star Wars, aka the biggest franchise of all time, putting out a Star Wars movie every year that's quality.
Yeah.
I think they had to kind of ramp up to something. And by the time by the time Ryan's new trilogy gets in the mix and the Benioff and Weiss stuff starts happening, like by 2019, 2020, we might be having 3 movies a year or 2 movies in a series or something like that. So I don't think there's any reason they can't do a more adult-themed, darker, more mature version and a kids version. They just they gotta ramp up to it, I think.
Well, I'm excited because it seems like what they're doing is they're really starting to open the doors up to different directors. And once they really let that floodgate open and let people, as long as it's okayed by Disney, let them start creating their own shit too. So like I say, like Batman, how many people have written Batman stories? And you see at different levels. I like this Batman the best. Well, let's talk about like this Star Wars that should be made. I'm so pissed I'm punching my mic.
It's okay,
Star Wars.
I'll punch mine too. No, I think it's a really good point. And like in terms of when I talk about Star Wars, I'm not just talking about The Last Jedi. I'm talking about the comic books as well, which they're really doing a great job with, I think, most of them. And then the Rebels as well, which is great. Yeah. It's fantastic.
You like my example for the Batman stuff. We have the 90s Batman. Then we have the Dark Knight Batman.
Yes.
And now we have DC Batman. So like, why can't we do that with Star Wars?
Yeah, I suppose maybe the problem with that is that the origins of Star Wars are so rooted in film that like it's hard to break it away. You know, do you know what I mean? I know it can go into different mediums. Like with Batman, it originated as a comic book. So you have that kind of freedom of expression within the realm of literature, where you can kind of go anywhere.
Yeah.
With the realm of cinema, with the realm of movies, you kind of you're restricted in that sense insofar as the medium, not necessarily your imagination, but the medium.
If you consider like criticisms of Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo, like that's the first time that besides Obi-Wan, that's the first time that a major character in Star Wars has been recast.
Yeah.
So we know Han Solo because of Harrison Ford. It was rooted in Harrison Ford's performance because that's the first time Han Solo existed ever. As opposed to when it comes in a novel or a comic book, it's a little more liquid, and you can fill that character with any actor that fits the part. Which is where Batman, like, we're happy with various different Batmans, and we all maybe have a favorite or something, but they all work in their own way. Whereas with Star Wars, like you said, it's rooted in film, and it's a little different.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering if that would take away, like, is there something to Star Wars that keeps it together where when we talk about Han Solo, every single person on Earth thinks of one single Han Solo? When I say Batman, like we had our artist buddy Ren, when I say Batman, I guarantee you he thinks about a different Batman than I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
totally.
So I wonder if there's something that that you can't go to that point in Star Wars because of what they've created already. There's no other Leia. There's no other Luke. There's only 2 Obi-Wans, and one of them died in the first movie. So he doesn't like. We grew up with McGregor. Like what? I don't know.
Yeah.
I just
I
I'm
get
just walking through it. Yeah,
I get what you're saying, and I think it's a very valid point and a very valid thing to bring up, because there's no reason why you can't, like, Arkham City, Batman versus the Dark Knight or whatever. You picture different armor, different suits, but ostensibly it's the very same character inside that costume. And the thing with Star Wars is it's the hero with 1,000 faces. You know, the Joseph Campbell, the hero's journey. That's the only thing that I feel was being a bit fucked with in The Last Jedi. And I mean that in certain aspects, specific aspects. Like, I liked Luke on Acto, right? And I liked that he kind of had a battle of conscience on Acto. I liked that. That was interesting. I didn't feel it was properly fleshed out with Rey. I felt that she was a bit kind of ham-fisted in there and was like, you know, let's just move the story along with Rey. Rey can do anything. I didn't feel anything towards Rey. Now, she was set up so well in The Force Awakens, but then on Acto, I was like going, I don't care as much about you as I should.
Yeah. So I think you're actually getting to a point where that I'm not even going to argue with, because I don't remember in The Last Jedi Rey actually struggling with anything. Like, she walks in and just puts Luke in his place, goes down into that dark side butthole thing, figures out that weird stuff, and then she goes and like faces off fearlessly against Kylo, but it ends up being against like Snoke's guards.
Yeah.
But she just like doesn't. There's no struggle there. And we all know her like internal struggle with who her parents are, and they squashed even that. So
I totally agree. And like, where was the progression? And like, this is on a very technical aspect of it. Where was the progression of this character that we're meant to, as fans, go, the baton has been passed on to her. She's the new Skywalker, the new hero. And I've no problem getting behind Rey, you know, as the main protagonist or whatever. I've no problem. I loved Kylo in it. I thought Kylo Ren was just fucking awesome in it.
I was just going to make the argument that maybe they did the hero's journey and then pushed it on to Kylo, where if you think about it, the original trilogy, Darth Vader doesn't really question anything. So all the way until like the very end of Jedi, he is Darth Vader. So maybe they went the opposite route and said, okay, Rey, she's a Jedi. She's good, and she doesn't really struggle with anything. Kylo's the one struggling. You can see every time he's on screen, should I or shouldn't I? Should I kill this? Should I do this? Should I kill my mom? Should I change my underwear? I mean, everything that goes through his mind, it's a fucking struggle. So,
and I can remember
definitely change your underwear, Kylo.
Always change your pants.
Commando Kylo is my favorite, where he just wore the yoga pants that he up to his tits. Jesus.
Oh my God, that's the Marine coming out in him.
Yeah.
So good. It was, but like you're so right. I mean, I can remember specific points in that movie where you're going, oh, there's conflict. There's conflict. Kylo Ren. Yeah. I like 100%.
Isn't the one that. Yeah, he's not the one that shot the bridge. He allowed the ships with him to shoot the bridge.
Yeah.
You know,
he didn't allow them. He was
his own
actually
master.
surprised when that happened.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
See, he's all over the place, which I love. We've never seen a bad guy. Well, we say bad guy, but I mean, he's the leader of the fucking First Order now.
Yes. And that whole bit with Hux after he kills, and Hux comes in, and Hux is about to shoot him on the floor to make sure he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
And he put a long live the Supreme Leader. I thought that was fucking excellent.
That was fantastic. Brilliant. Just like
his
granddad, man. That was awesome.
And then you have those great Shakespearean moments, and then you have Canto Bight.
Yeah.
And I'm just going, could you just fucking get out of here? Where are you? What is this bullshit?
It doesn't matter. It's a side plot. They literally could have done everything on that I call it Leia's ship.
Yeah.
That main
the Radis.
ship.
Radis, yeah.
They could have done all of that, like internal struggle. People start like, even though they got into it a little bit with Poe kind of defying orders and stuff, there could have been like a half civil war on this little ship, because there's 400 people left. Everything matters now.
God. Totally, man. And I listen, this is what I thought in it when I was watching it first. I was there going, right, this ship you've made the jump after being attacked by the First Order. You made that jump. And it reminded me of that episode of Battlestar Galactica, the 33 minutes episode where they had to jump. Do you watch Battlestar Galactica?
No.
Okay, shit segue. But anyway, so they remind me of this movie. But
I've heard people say that, though.
It's really good. It's a really good show. And that one episode, 33 minutes, is fantastic sci-fi. But they jump. So I was there going, okay, they jump and then the First Order contract them through hyperspace, which is a new thing. Why couldn't there be on the Radis where they went, oh, who's this fucking new guy, Finn? He was a stormtrooper. He must be the reason that they're tracking us through hyperspace. Right, so then there's this whole problem with Finn on the ship. Poe's there going, look, they're going to kill you. You need to get off this ship and help try and fix this situation. Yeah. And then maybe he could have gone to Canto Bight then, but it was more justification for him to leave. Now, I know he has this connection with Rey, whatever the fuck that is. I don't really care. But like at the precise moment, would you not on a ship, right? Just imagine you were on the ship. You go, okay, how the hell are the First Order finding us? Well, the only thing that's changed since is we took on an ex-stormtrooper. How do we know that his loyalties are still with the First Order or with the Resistance?
Yeah, that would have because that's just thickening that plot. It's thickening the struggle. I think that's very valid, and I had the perfect epiphany, and I forgot right when I was gonna say it, but I think that internal struggle, and it almost like it outcasts him, and now what he has to do is prove to the Resistance that he is serious about it. Yes. So him and Rose can go off, even if it's to Junta Paul, wherever they went, Canto Bight. Yeah. They can go to Canto Bight and prove, hey, we're gonna break into Snoke's ship and blow the fuck up and let you guys go.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting because he does throughout his sequence in Canto Bight and then going onto the ship and then fighting Phasma. He is proving that to himself. But it's interesting that you mentioned. I never even thought of that no one in the Resistance questions that.
Nobody questions.
They're like, you deserted?
Perfect.
Okay, cool.
No bother.
We're in.
Well, so I had as we're talking about shitting on The Last Jedi, so we see Rose and Finn figure it out. They're tracking us through light speed. What's the first thing that should happen? Leia.
Yeah.
They're tracking us through light speed.
Yeah.
And then let's work together as the last 400 and figure out how the fuck to fix this.
Totally. And you know that the whole tracking through hyperspace was that seed was planted in Rogue One. Remember when they're looking through all the file names of yes.
Yeah, a nice Easter egg. Yeah.
But anyway, so but Rose, who's another problem, is able to in that moment go, oh, they must be doing this, and this. Well, that's great, Rose. Brilliant. You just dissected probably 30 years of Imperial work in 1 minute. Well done. That's fantastic. Now go and
who are you? Who are you?
Who are you? Yeah, absolutely. But you see, and going back, sorry, I'm rambling here, but I've lauded this. I need to get off my chest. With Finn having to prove himself continuously through The Last Jedi, it would have made his sacrifice at the end on Crate so poignant.
Yep.
And you would have gone, shit, that dude was a genuine cool dude, and we pressured him perhaps into going and sacrificing himself. A good soldier.
You mean the sacrifice that didn't happen?
Yeah, absolutely. Because that idiot crashed her vehicle into a vehicle.
That's so
to
dumb.
save him.
Oh, Rose, what if
I T-boned you so we would save each other. Duh, that makes complete sense.
I almost killed you so that we could survive and not die.
That's clever. And it's just...
If I only had that window sticker that said baby on board, maybe you wouldn't have fucking ran into my shit.
It's okay, I'm insured.
Yeah, that's one of the unforgivable moments of that movie. I don't want to say I'm a Last Jedi apologist.
No.
I do understand a lot of the stuff that people have issues with. I get it. I also get what happens in the movie. But there's a few things, and I think Finn not sacrificing himself is the number one, why the fuck wouldn't you take that risk and do that?
It was set up perfectly. It made so much sense.
I was so emotional right before he did that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, there's some Order 66 kind of music here.
We are
that shots with the red and everything. This is the most perfect part of this movie right now.
And there's a bit where he flicks up the microphone, he doesn't want to hear anymore.
Fuck it.
He was Boyega, hats off to him. That scene was so well played, and I felt for him.
Never mind.
like another. Speaking of like lack of communication on the Radis, you know. Okay, so there's Holdo comes on this ship, doesn't bother to tell her commander-in-chief of her air forces what the plan is.
Yeah.
That's sound military advice, isn't it? Like, you know.
No one needs to know.
No.
Well, this is a group effort. Yeah, but the group doesn't need to know. Tell them to fuck off.
Everyone, yeah, we're all in this together, except for you guys, because we're the leaders, and we get to fucking choose how we're gonna die.
Leaders of the resistance.
But I loved it. I loved The Last Jedi. I thought it was a great film.
See, Holdo was actually my number one issue. I hated her character, and it was such a hard transition from "fuck you, Poe, I ain't telling anyone," and then when Poe gets knocked out, he's a good soldier.
Yeah,
Shut the
totally.
fuck up.
Totally.
What are you talking about?
I like
What are
him.
you-
I like him.
What are
I
you
like
talking
him.
about, though? What the fuck are you talking about? And
Yeah.
the only good thing was that she was a part of the most beautiful scene of all time when she goes light speed through the.
Yes.
That was I tear up every time, and she like all of a sudden represents the resistance by giving herself up.
Yeah.
What Finn should have done.
Yes, she does the ultimate sacrifice. What all the crew did in Rogue One, and what
Yep.
made Rogue One so cool is they all got nailed.
Yep.
They sacrificed and sent it off. Like, I loved the Holdo bit, really did. But here's the thing I was thinking about. I felt that perhaps that sacrifice should have been made by Leia.
Yep.
Now that would have. Now, what it would have done would have taken away her meeting Luke on Crate, which was beautiful, and like that is a big sacrifice to make. But what it does is it sends her off properly, because now they don't have to make a bullshit reason why she's not in Episode 9. You know?
Very
Well,
true.
I guess
But
at the
same
time, I
Go
was
ahead.
gonna say they were planning on her being in Episode 9, probably.
Yeah, true enough.
So
true enough.
yeah,
But at the
I
same
agree
time,
with you.
it should have been BB-8 because he fucking jumped in an ATST and shot the fucking place up. So
BB-8
why can't he?
Yeah, he
fly a
basically do
ship through an
anything.
ocean?
He's like motherfucking Superman. He can do whatever. Doesn't matter.
He's like the T-1000 that can just take shit over, or whatever the third one was.
the
We just
TX.
line control cars. And
Yep.
Shit. What the
Yep. I'm gonna take the Star Destroyer over and park it in my garage. It's all good.
parking in my garage? All right. So what else do we have? So okay.
I don't know
you
if we're
said,
quite done with
Crate.
The Last Jedi.
So Crate, how did you feel about Crate?
There we go.
It was Empire Strikes Back kind of
Yes. And what they did was instead of opening the film, you know, on a kind of icy planet or salty planet, like I liked Crate. I thought it was great. And did you read the spin-off, the one-off comic? It's very good. It's a
Nope.
very good origin story on Crate. I liked the way Luke went out.
I love it. I'm actually
I
very
love
happy.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
And I've no complaints with that, because like I think it was awesome. He did it with dignity, and he went a lot scene with the twin sons. I was
Oh,
gone.
it was perfect.
Crying.
Yeah.
The whole lot. you
And
know?
I even made an argument last episode where Luke, when Luke first talks to Rey in the movie, he says, "What do you expect me to whip out my laser sword and face the First Order by myself?" And what does he do?
Yeah, motherfucker.
Whip out his lightsaber and face the First Order by himself in a fucking hologram. But it was like, oh my god, it makes so much sense all of a sudden. And yeah, I thought that was badass.
And that the music as he's walking out the door, you know that dun 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 dun.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so
Dun.
cool, man.
Da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have no complaints there.
I think Kylo was the highlight for me. Kylo is, and I think Kylo's going to be the highlight of the entire trilogy. I can't see anyone even coming close.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a Rey fan, and I thought she was better in The Force Awakens.
Yes, I do.
There's a lot more questions around her, and she was still figuring stuff out. You know, she was looking for a new dad in Han, and there was a lot of weird stuff going on. She's meeting a lot of new people, going to
Yeah.
worlds that aren't full of just sand. So it was like she was learning a lot very quickly, but she was
That pretty
absorbing
much
it.
is nowhere.
Too quickly. And that's a problem. Even if she is gifted, for argument's sake, say she is the daughter of Kenobi or whatever, she's this wonderfully gifted Jedi or whatever, it's still too fast. It's still too fast.
But Anakin Skywalker was the only human that could fucking fly a pod racer a million miles an hour and win.
But,
and he
but
was
that
not.
was one thing. But he couldn't just whip up a lightsaber and fight Maul when Maul attacked him as he was about to get on the ship to go back.
But he
with
was
the-
9. He built it, the fastest ever.
Absolutely. No, the pod race thing was cool, right? That's cool. But you know what I mean? That's a progression thing. Like he shows an affluence to be mechanically minded. That's different from being able to fight a fully trained Sith Lord or whatever. If you see,
Well, Kylo, first of all, was not fully trained because right after he gets beat, Snoke says, "I'm going to finish your training."
And he's not a Sith.
The second thing I was going to say is Snoke clearly is not as strong as he's perceived to be because Kylo mind tricked him out. Like Snoke thought he had Kylo's mind just in a vice. And clearly he didn't. There was something there. So I'm wondering actually if Kylo is like secretly so strong he's been implanting or he made the link with Rey or something that like he felt Snoke try it and he's like, you know what, I'm just gonna play along and I'll link us. Some weird shit. Like I feel like episode 9 has some crazy twist, the I'm your father point.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good point, man. Because if you look at the anger he has towards Luke, that actually backs up your theory that he actually aided and abetted with the mind bridge or whatever it was called.
Yeah, like he was looking to find him.
Because it goes further than Snoke wanting him to kill Luke. It's like obviously he's his uncle and tried to kill him, so that's pretty shitty too. But it's like it's this really deep-seated hatred, and that's fascinating to watch. And he plays it so well.
Yeah. Well, even in The Force Awakens, it was nothing about the Resistance, nothing. It was the map to Skywalker. And it was just like, who cares where he is? We got to kill these guys. No, the map. That's all I fucking care. So it's kind of true. Like, and then bridging that gap, and it was all about Luke. And you felt that when Luke was sitting on Salt Planet. I always fuck it. Crate. When he said, fire everything on that man. And it's just like, dude, even Hux was like, I'm the military psycho here and you're taking over. You better calm it down because this is a little over.
Yeah. When he looks at him and he goes, well, do you think you got him? I love that.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Well, especially when he puts him in his place and Force throws him against the fucking wall and walks out.
Yeah. Yeah.
That bit where he just leans forward, he goes, I want every gun on that man. I was just like, it was so well played. I loved it.
I love Adam Driver in that entire movie. And in the entire trilogy. I think he's one of the best actors that we've seen, and Kylo Ren is it's quickly becoming one of my favorite characters in Star Wars.
Me too, man. Me too. Guaranteed. And you look at him and you go, yeah, you belong here. You belong in this story.
Yeah.
Like he said it to Rey. And it's really weird because I remember him saying it in this film. I'm going, that's so right. As an audience member, I'm going, yeah, she doesn't belong in this story in a way. Do you know what I'm saying? Of course she does. She has
kind of, yeah.
So you're saying it's like some Deadpool stuff where he was like,
yeah,
fourth wall here. She doesn't belong here. Get her out of the film.
The film.
Well, at the moment, as much as I care about who's, do you think that Rey, he was bullshitting her when he said?
I think he was.
I do.
Me too.
100%.
Me too. Yeah.
Half thinking, half hoping that he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that Kylo is a lot more conniving and strategic than he plays himself off to be, because he at this point, especially in like The Force Awakens, he is an emotional teenager.
Yep.
Yeah.
We lost him, and he fucking fucks up that huge Apple computer that it's barely running, and then it's just it's scene to scene. He's just pissed. I think I'm trying to. So what I'm trying to think through my mind real quick is my favorite actors in the Star Wars universe, and he is quickly like, I'm trying to think of who would be above him.
Well,
Actor-wise, I would say no one.
The Holy Trinity, like to me, is like Luke, Leia, and Han.
I don't think Luke.
I was never a fan of Luke. I was never a big fan of Mark Hamill. Like I've said multiple times, like this.
We're talking to the right person, though.
Hey, actor man, this is the first time I've fallen in love with Mark Hamill and his acting in The Last Jedi. Cool, I thought it was fantastic. His performance, whether he agreed with the role or not, he fucking killed it. Him and Adam Driver in this movie they sold the entire thing. They were absolutely perfect.
Right, I'll tell you what sold it for me for Mark Hamill. But this is when I was a kid watching the films, and I remember thinking, like, that's what I want to do as a career. Was Empire Strikes Back. Any man that can go to a swamp set, a set that's just full of wood and fucking trees and branches, and act against a puppet, and
very
sell
true.
that.
Very true. Yeah.
Sell that as like, because you remember when you were a kid, you're like, oh, these Yoda scenes are so well, just me. They're boring. They're boring. Then as you got a little bit older, you're like, these Yoda scenes are fucking amazing.
It's dropping knowledge.
Like, dropping knowledge, man. I'm getting woke here at age 9. You know, and I'm serious. Like that's
Force woke.
yeah, force woke. Force the new Jedi power.
Yeah.
That's for me. I was like, that's
Yeah.
Luke, the bomb.
So
And then you hit puberty and you want to be Han Solo.
yeah, I think Han has to be one of my tops. Han, Harrison Ford makes Han.
Mm-hmm.
He absolutely. There's no one else. Well, we'll see here.
We'll see, yeah.
But Han Solo has such a swagger to him, and kind of like an ignorant cockiness, but it just works out for him all the time. That I think anyone else in the universe that would have played him, it would have been completely different. Like even if they tried to play that same style, like he just had his voice, the way he said things, his facial expressions of just complete, like the Force. Who the fuck? What are you talking about? Like he did not believe it as an
Blow
actor.
this shit up. What the
He
fuck?
didn't believe it as an actor, let alone a character.
Mhm.
What are you talking about? A thing to make shit fly. Get out of here with that shit.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's what's sorely missing, I think, about this new trilogy. And
Well, he died in episode 7.
Yeah,
I don't know if you caught that.
But oh shit!
Yeah, you better go back and watch that one again.
But I mean, they're passing on the baton to a new Jedi. All that kind of stuff. But there's nobody that brings you on the journey. Han Solo represents the audience in the original trilogy, who watched this film.
Look at you dropping fucking woke knowledge bombs.
I like it. I like it. Continue.
But he's there. But like, I mean, I think this is popular knowledge. I've heard it like before, but I agree with it. It's like he's basically the audience member in the 70s who goes in to see this stupid sci-fi movie and is there going like, the Force? What the fuck is the Force? You know? Not in so many words. I think George would have written it more eloquently.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
give me some credits. I'm trying to fly this ship. Shut the
and
fuck
that's
up.
why Solo is so important. You know,
it's a segue to the universe.
Yes, he's your gateway into this galaxy.
Yeah, our audience bridge.
Okay, Luke is the farm boy, the idealistic dude, and he's a mythological character insofar as he's going on this journey. But there's always the pirate, the rogue, who goes, this is a load of bullshit, and cracks jokes and makes the audience member feel secure in the cinema and go, okay, but he's cool because he knows the story. He knows that we're watching this and this is kind of all fucking nuts and he's got a cool shit or car.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But the weird thing, so like everybody thought Luke might have been the relatable character, and on a very, very basic ground, idea, maybe he does. But how many farmers are going to see fucking Star Wars in the 70s and the 80s? Like I know farmers now that haven't even heard of a Star Wars movie,
let alone cinema.
So like that's very interesting that you said that. That's why I love. We could sit here and talk to every person ever, and every person's gonna have a one thing that you say that's just gonna be.
Yep.
I've seen this movie how many times,
right?
And I've never even thought about that. Han Solo is the gateway to the galaxy. That's what the Solo film should be called, really. Gateway to the galaxy.
Well, I mean, I think that looks great, and it could, because of all the new Star Wars stuff, right? The Rogue One really resonated with me because it was the first time we were back. We were back with stormtroopers.
Yep.
We were back with the Empire, Vader,
X-wings and the Y-wings and
fucking Tarkin.
Yep. Yeah.
I love Tarkin.
I love that too.
I love the way you say it.
Fucking Tarkin, man.
Fucking Tarkin.
Tarkin, come here, fucking bastard. Yar. It's like the pirate of the galaxy. But seeing all that was great again. Yeah. It was nostalgic and it was all that good stuff. But I think The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi are the blockbusters. These are the movies that are meant to be for everybody, right? And that's a problem because you can't chase two hares and catch either. You know what I mean? You can't be too many things. You're either making a Star Wars movie for Star Wars fans because they're going to go to it whether you like it or not. You don't need to bring in new people. They're going to fucking come to it if it's good.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're pandering to the majority is never going to be. You're not going to please
watering it down. You're watering it down for the true fans that love it.
But
Yeah,
that's where
because you're trying to get new fans.
Yes.
Matter's pissed. Look
that's
at his
where
face.
so pissed.
So sorry, man.
That's where I really respect and love what Ryan did, even though it's not my favorite movie. Is like
Yes.
he didn't give a fuck about the fan reactions. He didn't give a fuck about the theories. He didn't give a fuck about anybody's predictions or any of that stuff. He's like, this
He didn't
is
give
the
a fuck
movie.
about making a good movie.
He didn't give a fuck about himself. He didn't give a fuck about Mark Hamill.
Cody, I'm so with you on that, and I'm so with you on that, and I love the idea. When I heard Ryan Johnson was doing this, I was like, that's fucking genius. I loved Looper. I loved all his episodes of Breaking Bad that he wrote. It's like, this dude is gifted, and he is a gifted director. But I think that there is some serious flaws with what he did, and you can't like it. I don't know. I'm rambling.
You know what's shit?
No, it's okay.
There was more than him as a writer, so maybe these were other people deciding.
Not on this one. Nope.
He was the only writer.
I'm pretty sure
He was,
written and directed solely by Ryan Johnson.
Oh well, yeah, he's a shit guy.
I hate everything he's ever done. I change all my opinions forever.
It ruins Looper for me. It's fucked. It's kind of really weird.
all of his past movies, all of his future movies, because of that one thing. I'm out. I'm out.
Can you imagine, right? You know when Luke turns into a Force ghost, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if he just the next scene is just him in a field on a piece of plastic with like a fucking gun held to his head, and he's just blown to bits, like in Looper.
I
never saw it.
No, you're not getting this segue now. Let me explain to you. You know, you've never seen Looper.
I never saw any of
Ah,
his
well,
movies.
Shit, man. Final Fantasy, Looper. What's going on over here?
I played Final Fantasy.
I'm joking with you, man.
I never will. It ruins TMNT for me.
It ruins all movies, all fucking games, all TV series for me. I've had enough.
Every podcast from here on out. Shit, I hate it.
Oh my God.
That's what this podcast episode's doing for the rest of the people.
Oh my God.
Ruins every other podcast.
Yeah, I think making a Star Wars movie is probably the most difficult creative endeavor on the face of the planet.
Yes.
Even when you make a good movie, it's shit.
Yeah, yeah. I think since 1999, when The Phantom Menace came out, until Star Wars never gets made again, making a Star Wars film will probably be the most difficult and controversial thing that any creative person is going to do. Because you have the baggage of the biggest franchise of all time that's ever been anything ever, and you have the responsibility to carry that thing forward. And if you go out and brave it and do exactly what you think you should do, you're going to get shit on. And if you pander to the fans and make a fan film, you're going to get shit on. And then it's just you can't win.
I'm not saying is that they pander to fans. What I'm saying is that they don't make it so obvious that they're going against the fans. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I get what you're saying with the fuck you. And of course it's not going to be perfect for everybody. But look, specifically, if you want to get down to specifics in The Last Jedi, Rose and Canto Bite was a sack of shite.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't have been in it because it just fucking slowed the whole thing down.
Yep.
And then I'm seeing these deleted scenes where there's a scene where Luke goes into his hut and cries and mourns the death of Han Solo. And scenes with fucking space horses running across a beach were given precedent over it. I was like, what? What?
Yeah, and that's where I wonder how much did the studio meddle in that? Like, Disney was pretty close to giving Ryan full control of that. And we see that because before the movie came out, they announced that he's getting his entire trilogy. So they trust him that much. But as much as they trust him, they still have to have their fucking puppet fingers in there a little bit to change things and tweak things. And this is where I always say, and back to like Batman versus Superman and Justice League, like if there's a full cut that the director feels is the full movie, release the full movie. Like we can handle if it's a 3-hour movie. We're not going to not buy tickets just because it's 3 hours long.
Even Matthew O'Brien as an actor agrees because I want to understand a movie like you understand a movie. So the fact that you say a director's cut should be the cut is astounding to me. I take that at the heart. I like it.
Like, I mean, the thing about it is that of course you're going to cut stuff to make it speed along, to go at a proper pace. Apparently, the fathier scenes and all the space horses that went on for another 5 minutes. Now that's something that I would no problem cut. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
Like if you look at for example, take Blade Runner for example, the director's cut of Blade Runner, which is just it's the vision. is a different pace to what you're getting in the cinema. And you're dead right, Cody, about the kind of studio coming in and going, yo, you need to cut the shit out of this. This has to be 2.5 hours maximum.
Yeah.
But like in no uncertain terms, that's the way it's put to them. It's not as if they sit them down and go, would you mind cutting 2 minutes off here? No, they just go, cut that down to fuck, or you're getting no wages. It's as simple as that. Like the reason I set up my own production company with my mates and that was in Ireland, like in America, you can get funding from independent film boards or the Irish Film Board here and whatnot. But what it means is that you're relinquishing pretty much the entirety of your idea to them, and they will see it and they'll come. Like I've been involved in productions in Ireland. I won't name them, but I have been involved with them where I was given a script and told this is what we're shooting, and I'm gone, Jesus, this is amazing. If this is what the finished product is going to be, this script is what the finished product is going to be. Wow, excellent. And then you get to the cutting room, and then you get like a representative from the studio comes to your fucking door and goes, let me see a rough cut. No. Yeah, and then just basically they come along and say, we don't like that, don't like this, don't like that. Now, it could be the best scene in the movie, but if they don't like it, it's getting cut.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling it's the same. It's a similar thing for like the music industry where you sign with a label and they ultimately have control.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
They're not going to release something that they don't okay. So take the song off. It says dick too many times, but that's the greatest song of all time. You have to say it 23 times. And that's enough dick.
Yeah.
That's one shit ton of dick.
Yeah.
But like, and then a song like, you know, with I feel more inflammatory lyrics comes out, right? Like, you know what was that fucking tune? Superman That Hoe. What's that song?
I think you pretty much got it right there.
Soldier Boy. Is that Soldier Boy?
Yeah. It is, yeah.
Man, that is the biggest load of shite I've ever heard in my fucking life. You know,
but it's so
constantly someone into a microphone screaming "fuck" for an hour. That is less offensive to me than fucking Soldier Boy.
Well, you would really like my album called "Fuck a Snake." So,
all right, let's freestyle jam. Let's do it right now. I'm gonna
go ahead.
You're pressing.
Don't tempt me.
This is on record. Let's just drop some solid gold shit.
Oh, that's ridiculous, man.
But how the fuck did I get onto that? No, yeah, look, they have Final Cut on these things, and The Last Jedi tried to please everybody, please nobody.
See,
I don't know if I would say that.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I wouldn't agree with that either. Yeah, I would say something like Rogue One tried to please everybody.
I agree with that.
Like Rogue One, hey, it's a first spin-off movie. Oh, wait, it's all X-Wings and TIE Fighters.
Yeah.
And Stormtroopers.
And also, we're going to see Darth Vader be fucking Darth Vader against a bunch of pawns.
Yeah.
Shit, I never even asked you guys what you thought about Rogue One.
Well, we have a lot to go through. There's been 3 movies.
But did you like Rogue One?
Oh, you know what juice I'm drinking. Okay, no, it was probably 10 episodes ago now, but it quickly hit my number 1. It's my favorite Star Wars film. I think a lot of other ones have serious. Well, we were just talking about, especially the trilogy films. They all have serious issues. Whatever film you're watching, it's just. I don't want to call them serious issues, but there's like obvious goofy shit that they put in the Star Wars universe just for the fuck of it. We're gonna have a fucking talking rabbit step in shit. Oh, Mimi's like, all right. But I watch Rogue One, and it's like, this is nitty gritty, and this is a fucking war. People are dying.
Until you get
People
to
sacrifice themselves just for a fucking CD-ROM to get to Leia, which sparks an entire trilogy.
Right.
This is blowing my mind right now. So, I mean, even as it sits, I think Rogue One is still my number 1 Star Wars.
Yeah, it's up there with Empire for me. It's like my top 3, definitely.
Empire shit, dude. It's got snakes and shit falling on. Oh my god, lifting rocks and shit. Oh my god, I can't even handle this.
Oh my god, this fucking Kermit the Frog is in that one.
Oh my god, I've altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it again. I've altered the director's cut. Pray I don't alter it again.
4 hours of rock like levitating.
now it's floating to the right.
George Lucas was. I just wanna have rocks. And,
I really see rocks.
Can we get a Kermit the Frog? Whatever.
You're
Francis.
You're hired for a Lucas documentary.
Yeah.
You got to gain 120 pounds, and it's all got to be in your face.
You got to get all your flannels from Kmart.
I'll just get my friends to punch me in the jaw.
There we go. So let's dig more into Rogue One.
I liked Rogue One a lot.
Me too.
That's what I have to say about
me
it.
too. Me too.
That's what I have to say about it. I enjoyed it. It was fun.
This entire podcast could be boiled down to 2 minutes if you just go, "What do you think of Last Jedi?" It was shit. What do you think of Rogue One? It was great. Okay, that was Matthew O'Brien from Ireland. Thanks for joining us.
Word of the day: film.
No, I liked it, man. I do think it's a very Star Wars fan movie. And I hesitate to say that because it's not a general movie, that it should be ranked down a little bit. Like, if I'm a Star Wars fan on a Star Wars podcast, we're talking about Star Wars movies. Like, if it's a Star Wars fan movie, it's up on the fucking charts, right? Like, that's what it was for. It was for us. It wasn't for
and they killed it.
It wasn't for brand new kids coming into the trilogy or the saga, I should say. It wasn't for anybody other than Star Wars fans.
Yeah, but I don't see anything wrong with that because,
no.
It's not as if they're launching a new IP. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
That's what the new trilogy feels like. It feels like, oh, this is not, it's Star Wars, but it's not fucking Star Wars.
Well, it could have felt like that, but they still included X-Wings and TIE fighters everywhere. And the Death Star 3 and stuff.
Rogue One did a great thing of dancing that line of it was a fan film. You truly needed to be a Star Wars fan to really understand and really take in it and absorb what was happening in Rogue One.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I guarantee you brand new Star Wars fans were born watching Rogue One because it was simply a good movie.
Yes.
So there is, why didn't that happen with The Last Jedi? And I'll sit here and say I like The Last Jedi because I'm a Star Wars fan.
It did happen with The Last Jedi.
It did shit that no other Star Wars film has ever even thought about doing. But Rogue One, I felt like, did us all justice. It's a great film. You feel for those characters. Like K2 when he died, I truly think that was the first time I have ever teared up during a Star Wars film. Ever.
I totally agree. When he just goes climb and smashes the console.
Yeah, and that was it. Because you're like, this is the funny dude. This is the funny guy in the movie. And you get to that point where it's serious shit's happening and the funny guy dies. That can't happen. Yeah. We have BB-8, R2, and C-3PO for 12 straight movies. They can't die. I love it. I love it.
I love the design. I liked Krennic. Krennic was a good villain. Like, other than Vader, like the
great acting too. Great acting. I believed it all 100%.
Totally. And like, okay, I will say that Jane was a bit wooden.
Yes.
And it's weird that because of all the characters, I think she had the most
to lose. Yeah.
To lose and all that. And I did feel a little bit of it, but I felt her performance was just a bit fucking flat. It's like, all right.
I thought it wasn't much. Wasn't as much about her performance as it was about
maybe the script. Yeah.
The script, or like if the studio did come in and cut shit like we've talked about, like how much did they cut and did it happen to be all the character development that would have made me care about Jyn dying? Because like you said, Krennic was great, K2 was great. I understand as a Star Wars fan Jyn and the rest of the crew, but as far as watching the movie and like who I'm getting attached to in this 2.5 hour sequence, it's K2SO. The fact that I care more about a robot dying in the movie than I do about all the other human characters, I think is kind of a problem.
Whoa, but at the same time, when I rewatch it, the characters that I actually really jump on board, because K2 is obvious.
Baze Malbus and Chirrut Imwe.
Baze, Chirrut, and Cassian, how they interact, because we know Jyn is the main character, I guess if you want to call her. She's kind of within all plots of that film, but as everybody comes together and they all don't see eye to eye, and I love that aspect because that's what the rebellion should be. A bunch of fucking
ragtags,
it's like skillful people, but on way different sides of doing different things, and like the Han Solos walking in, you are a super awesome pilot, but you're a super awesome pilot from running from them.
Yeah.
but that could help in a battle.
Yes,
so like
absolutely.
I love that dynamic and how like morally they do not get along.
No.
But they make it work, and I think the character development was a big, probably the biggest thing in that film, that people don't like, but it's not a character development film. It's a sacrifice everybody film, bloody war.
I didn't realize that was a genre.
Yeah.
Action, anime, comedy, sacrifice everyone.
Dude, sign me up for everything. I mean, it could be a horror film.
Just go to Blockbuster and go, you know, you got any of that good sacrifice everybody shit?
It's just going to be an entire shelf of Rogue One, and I'll be like, I'll take one, please. This is awesome.
I need those sacrifice everybody films.
Films, yeah. Absolutely. What's wrong with your fucking voice, man? It's a movie. Look, Rogue One, it's like Titanic. You know where it's going to end, but you enjoy the ride.
It's very true. Yeah, it's a good point.
For what it was worth, like, I think they did a great job with the amount of characters that they had. Like, I was fascinated with Sheridan and Baze, and I love their little, like, kind of, you know, the unlikely couple, you know, the odd couple kind of vibe that they had. And there's a book, Guardian of the Wills. Have you read that?
No.
I haven't read it, but I heard of it.
It's literally it's a 15-20 minute read. It's great. It's basically the backstory of Sheridan Baze on say it for me, Jedi.
Rogue One. Jedi, yeah.
On the old Rogue One there. But it's really cool. It's really cool. It's all about them joining up with Saw Gerrera and all that. But
it also like in Star Wars, we get the Force shoved down our throats.
Mm-hmm.
So when Rogue One comes out, not only is it not shoved down our throat, but it's like questioned even among the characters in the film. Like even in the episode 4, it's brought on and it's a thing like right off the bat. But the people in the film question it so hard, like Han.
Mm-hmm.
It's not real. And then they look, but they play off that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know where I'm walking myself back into a corner. But I like the fact that they can have a Star Wars film and not base it on the Force. Name another Star Wars film that's not based on the Force.
True enough. That's a very good point.
This is a war film. That's how I felt about it. And you feel more sacrifice when there's people dying, people sacrificing themselves for a cause. Now, this cause has been built up over 120 films, but no one's fucking died.
Yeah.
Now we have everybody die for a cause that was built up. I think it was the pinnacle of the war, at least the rebellion war.
Yes.
I'm just talking out loud because I'm very emotional about this.
Keep speaking.
Loud noises. But like, I love the way they put they married the rebels into Rogue One as well. You saw the ghost and all that. It's like, that's just, you know, that's
tasteful.
Just that extra touch that if you're a Star Wars fanatic, you will appreciate even when like in The Force Awakens when Finn throws the training ball aside, he looks at it like an average person has no fucking clue, but that was a tip of the hat. Like everybody would know.
Yeah. Oh, and also, sorry, on that point with the training ball, Jesus Christ! Right. So the whole nostalgia thing. You know when Yoda appears to Luke on Acto, right? Am I the only one feeling that it should have been Anakin?
It should have been Obi-Wan.
We were saying it should have been Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. Like, I mean, Ewan McGregor. Like, I didn't think Yoda was correct.
I did not
agree.
expect Yoda. I like 0%. I did not expect Yoda.
Yeah.
And my argument last week was the very 10 seconds before that scene, it's Luke on the Falcon and he runs into R2.
Yeah.
And what does R2 do? Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. And I thought, oh my God, this is perfect.
Yeah.
This is perfect. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
And of course, like, oh shit, turn it on. They still didn't get Yoda right. He's got half his face is melted from the fire in the studio, and they still use the fucking puppet.
They literally just grabbed that thing out of the fucking Disney archives and just threw it onto the film.
It melted in the sun. I can't believe it.
Yeah, man, it just I felt it was a perfect opportunity to bring, to segue. Maybe you're dead right. I think about Obi-Wan, because then that would, really set up the potential for a new Obi-Wan Kenobi film.
Yeah.
You know,
I just I felt like Obi-Wan Kenobi introduced Luke to the Force. The fact that he just brought the Force back because he cut himself from the Force.
yeah.
So as soon as he brings it back, who's the first person he should see?
Yeah,
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Why are we seeing dusty ass Yoda, half CGI'd and half puppet, and they both look terrible? I was so upset with Yoda. Now after I see it over and over, I'm okay with it, but it's clearly like you could have done way better. You really could have.
In terms of the broad strokes of what I was watching in The Last Jedi, it was like watching like family relations, family ties. So Kylo Ren, Leia being the mother, all that kind of thing. Luke being the uncle. You know, it was a family problem. If we boil it down to soap opera, space soap opera, right? And I just thought the perfect opportunity was for Anakin to come back and go, look, my mistakes were, hubris. I thought I could do everything. I thought I could be the manifestation of the Force, and I could train. Like Obi-Wan said it to Luke, I thought I could train Anakin. I was wrong. And Anakin could have come to Luke and go, I thought I could isolate myself from the Force, from the light side, and turn to the dark side. But I couldn't. I failed. Well, I didn't fail. I was redeemed by you. And said, that's your legacy now. Continue that. Don't give up.
Right.
That's just me. That Mickey scene, in Rocky. Get up, you son of a bitch.
Get up.
Yeah, I love that scene,
Yeah, it ended up, and I mentioned this last episode. It ended up that Luke is living out Obi-Wan Kenobi's failure.
Yeah.
So Luke is living out Obi-Wan's failure because it's the same failure. Your Padawan, your student ended up being the shithole of the galaxy. Who is that on? You.
Yeah.
Be the toilet and flush that shithole. I mean, I'm done with it.
Thanks, Obama. Fuck you.
Yeah, we gotta blame it on someone.
Absolutely.
We'll blame it at the top.
But shit, dude, it boils down to this. Like, the only reason I feel this way about this movie is because I love the franchise so much. Like, if I didn't give a shit about this film, I wouldn't be talking like this. And I think it's pretty cheap of like saying, I know it's been sensationalized a little bit, but JJ coming out and saying any criticism of The Last Jedi is because you're afraid of women. It's utter nonsense.
I don't remember him saying
he said that.
Basically, some interview he said that if you're afraid of, if you don't like The Last Jedi, it's because you're afraid of female characters.
Well, I was gonna say if it's natural to be afraid of women, right? Because I'm terrified of them.
Apparently, the female of the species is more deadlier than the male, but that's all.
Oh yeah, just like big cats.
No, but I just think that's those nonsense,
Do you know that female lions are the hunters? Yeah.
I do.
I'm terrified of women.
Terrified of you. Shut the fuck up.
They're gonna bang me and then eat my head, right? Isn't that what we learned from the Nature Channel or whatever the fuck it's called?
Oh my god.
The more you know.
That's how I feel every week, Matt.
G.I. Joe.
Oh my god, I can't believe you just did that.
I love that show.
Pork chop sandwiches.
You want a body massage? Body massage.
Oh my god, we should just do an entire side thing of us quoting that shit because that's fucking hilarious.
I was gonna say this is amazing because we ended up talking about the Juggernaut bitch last week with Ren, and now we're talking about the G.I. Joe PSAs with you.
Yeah,
it's never gonna end,
dude. I love it. I love it.
So good.
Yeah, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, is just search G.I. Joe PSAs on YouTube. It's dubbed over hilariousness. Just it's fucked and it's hilarious. So if you guys want to
in a good way,
just be as belligerent as we are, head on over there and check it out while you're waiting to subscribe to our channel.
Nicole chimed in the chat. She said Yoda is because of budget cuts.
There's no budget cut. The fucking movie, you made $2 billion or whatever the fuck. You could spend the extra $1,000 and pay someone $10,000.
Well, you also
make it perfect Yoda. What are you doing? Like, even if it was Episode 1 Blu-ray Yoda, where it's completely CGI'd, at least he looks like Yoda, like a round head. This puppet's mouth was melted into the bone. Like, what are you doing? This was fucked.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it, but it was fucked.
Maybe she meant budget cuts as in they didn't have enough money to do Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan a la Tarkin in Rogue One. And so they just used the puppet of Yoda instead of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
But I don't know why they couldn't have just hired Ewan McGregor, because everyone would have accepted Ewan McGregor as
100%.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah, 100%.
Nobody would have gone.
He is Obi-Wan.
Brick Tamlin.
He is, yeah. Yes.
No, he is. When I think Obi-Wan Kenobi, I don't think of Alec Guinness.
Yeah,
it's so
100%.
weird. I think of Ewan McGregor.
Well, because we had him for 3 movies as opposed to just 1.
I remember talking to you guys before, the first time we were talking about like one of our favorite books in an expanded universe, and one of my favorites is the Kenobi book. You know, have you read that? You read it yet? It's fucking
Yet?
Like, I give
No.
you 2 fucking years to read this book.
You
man.
should have just shut us off and ended the thing right now. This is shit. I'm never coming back.
That whole book is basically what the fucking Kenobi movie should be. It's just fantastic. It's about Kenobi looking after Luke, with the adventures that he gets on in Tatooine. Basically, gets pissed and he kills a load of Tusken Raiders.
Everyone's
serious?
Tusken Raiders.
Well, Chloe, there's a lot more going on. There's a lot more chapters and there's 0 pictures.
And then he learned the Force scream like a fucking psycho
I hate
dinosaur
so
that he
much.
uses in episode 4, right?
I fucking hate that
exactly.
so
It's
much.
called the Force pterodactyl.
Yeah.
Like, we don't like that.
It's
We're
the
running.
worst.
They're called crate dragons, aren't they?
They are, but they did not fucking sound like that.
No, they don't.
What's the
So
Blu-ray
bad.
one? He just
Oh my
goes,
God. I know. It's like he's getting ready for like an EDM drop. Like,
yeah.
yeah. I fucking can't.
Oh my
I
God.
fucking can't. If it was longer than 5 seconds, I would skip through that part every time. That's how I feel about it. I'm that pissed.
I already skipped through it. I just go to episode 5.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, all right.
Well, one thing
So
we haven't touched
what
on.
do I want to do here? Oh, go
unless
ahead.
you have a super ultra secret awesome idea right now.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
So
go
what I'm
for
going to
it.
do is Matthew O'Brien. I've got a couple. Let's just say verses. I'm just going to say one thing and another thing, and you let me know what your thoughts are.
Go.
Jedi or Sith?
Sith.
Nice.
I knew I liked you. And this one, after the discussion, you might be it might be simple, but prequels or sequels?
Oh, prequels.
I like it.
Prequels.
See, I would I think Commander,
We
you can
approve
speak
of you.
for yourself. I think I lean towards the sequels because I think it's more exciting, but I will never shit on the prequels except for
No.
episode 2. It's
No.
terrible.
But I love that Camino scenes, all those Camino scenes and Mandalorian.
It's fun. It's a Star Wars film noir. Yeah. So this one's gonna speak for itself. The Force Awakens, Last Jedi.
Of the 2, The Last Jedi.
Oh, okay. You're
Interesting.
surprising me here. So are you not liking The Force Awakens or?
No, it's not that I didn't like it. Like, I mean, the Force Awakens was an experiment. It was, let's see how the audience react to an exact clone of A New Hope with new characters, and we'll see how they react. And it set it up perfectly, but it did leave me wanting, like, a lot. I was like, what the fuck? Okay, right. But Solo is dead. That's the only thing I took away from that, really. And then The Last Jedi was like, okay, this is their opportunity to really prove where the fuck they're going with this. It was a more entertaining ride. I got to see more of Luke, which I loved. And I did like, the end battle and stuff like that. So there's a lot more going on. So The Last Jedi over Force Awakens.
Oh, there's at least 75 plots in The Last Jedi, and like at least 30 of them are great.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm gonna run off. Well, I'll stick with the Star Wars stuff, but I'm gonna run off the trails here. Yoda versus the Emperor.
Who would win?
No, just Yoda or Emperor. In your mind.
Yoda.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's wrong. No, that's interesting. I would honestly, because you said Sith,
Yeah.
And now you choose Yoda.
But that's me giving balance. That's me giving balance. So.
You are so far above us. You're the Irish Jesus right now. This is amazing.
As Matt answers one question, the other question rises to meet it. Let's just say that.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. No, even though I would say the same, I'd say Sith, but I would also say Yoda for whatever reason.
I would say Palpy.
The American Jesus.
I'm the man. There we go. We figured it out.
Congratulations, we found him.
This might be Wookiee or a Thorian.
Oh, that's very. I've come to really love the Wookiees over the last few years, but I do love Ithorians. It's all them throats.
Yeah,
four throats.
Remember in Gendy Katowski's he screams like, "Oh my god, Ithorians are the business."
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, he crushes the room.
I would have to say Wookiee because
we don't have a main character Ithorian.
One will rip your arms off if you pick the other one.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Wookiee.
Geek or nerd?
Fucking neither, man. Just human.
Jackass.
Just dungus.
Just woke danguses.
Dangus. Third option. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go off the rails here. Retro games or new games?
Man, that's a fucking difficult one because the way you're in some days you're like, I'm gonna play my SNES today, and other days you're like, I want next gen graphics now.
And then you realize like your SNES won't even start, so you're like, fuck this, we're going to Battlefield.
I will say new games, like modern games.
Yeah. Commander, what are you feeling? Because that was actually a difficult one. When I wrote that down, I was thinking retro, but I tried to plug in my NES the other day, and it wouldn't even turn on, and I was fucking pissed.
My girlfriend got me
definitely
one
say
on
new games.
Christmas, and it was like, fuck. I was like so excited, and I was playing Mario for ages on it. Then I went back to play it again, just wouldn't turn on.
You lost the touch.
I did lose the touch, man. Smashed my
Commander,
hand.
what are you feeling? Retro or new?
New, for sure. Yeah.
Cool, man.
Easy. Since you're a film connoisseur, rom-com or scary?
Scary, man.
Yeah. See, I feel like if I would have asked Kerner that, he would have been like, "Fucking rom-com all day. There's more fat asses." So,
you piece of shit.
Depends on the horror movie that you're watching.
Hunk of shit.
Do I get to see a tit in a scary movie?
I just hate that, like, the whole selling of the world is great and you'll always end up with the person, you know what I mean? Everything's going to be fine. Fucking life is hard, man. And horror movies are realistic. Because some motherfucker with a chainsaw is going to jump up behind your couch.
I don't know about that one. Yeah.
That's just how I feel.
The last one I have, I'll go back to Star Wars, is Vader versus Revan.
Oh, shit, dude. That's a fucking difficult one. Look, there's two rounds.
First of all, the fact that you couldn't pick and you have to say "look" at the beginning of your explanation describes how difficult this is in his mind. He has no fucking clue.
No, look, I tell according to new comics I'm reading of Vader, I'm going to say Vader.
Okay.
I'm going to say Vader, but Revan, Jesus Christ, is Jesus Christ.
So you are jumping off of your faith, basically, just to say Vader.
Yeah.
Since Revan is Jesus Christ, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, Revan.
Sorry,
bro.
Revan Christ over here.
Sorry, man.
He's just gonna come down on his space Nimbus flying cloud and strike it.
What is happening?
Sorry.
So what universe are we in now? This is
Dragon Ball Z.
Just think about it. This is messed up. Commander, what do you got?
That's the hardest question of all time. Maybe Revan versus Bane would have been a harder question.
Ooh.
Man. Part of me wants to say Vader just because of the amount of material that we have. Whereas if I want to talk about Revan, I literally can just play a game and a book and a few Wikipedia articles, and that's it.
If you really think about it, we have more screen time with Revan because of the amount of play time you have through Revan. Screen time with Vader's probably a half hour?
Nah, it's more than that.
No, it ain't.
You're wrong.
Also, if you're talking about screen time with Revan, you could just get unlimited screen time because if you fucking suck at the game, it takes you like 100 hours to get through.
And that's what's called paradise, ladies and gentlemen.
Spend your entire life trying to play KOTOR. Yep, I got it.
Trying to figure it out. You're just lost on Dantooine, trying to fight calf hounds. So I'm actually gonna agree. Darth Vader. I'm gonna choose Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Because of Rogue One. We finally get to see when he gets fucking pissed what he's capable
That
of.
20
because
seconds.
outside of that, what is he capable of?
Killing his
Falling
own
down the
admirals.
stairs, falling some lava, running but nothing. He can't do shit. He really can't do shit. But yeah.
Speaking of like video games, sorry, I know that we're not speaking of video games at all. I just had a stroke. No,
Close
I
enough.
just want to say because you made the point about Revan, like screen time, you spend so much time with those characters playing the game. Okay,
Mhm.
well, what did you guys think of Battlefront 2?
Why'd you laugh after it?
Oh man, it's difficult.
Man, it was it hit on a lot of good aspects, but it missed like the core aspect of
It hit a lot of good aspects of Star Wars, but it missed a lot of core aspects of actual video games.
of video gaming.
Yeah.
So like the original Battlefront 2, I can be anybody. Luke, I can be Yoda, I can be whoever the fuck I want. Now you're telling me all I can be is like Captain Phasma and Finn?
Yeah.
Like what? This is a Star Wars universe, Disney. Let's add the prequel content in here somewhere.
Mhm.
But as a gameplay, dude, if I can't join someone's game because it's just shit,
Bullshit.
the game, the actual game, the core of the game, the matchmaking, the gameplay was actually pretty solid. They jumped up the gameplay quite a bit from the first one.
I like the different classes and all that. That's cool.
They could have added a lot more. The crates that you win are shit. You should progress through a certain class as you play it.
They've done that now. They've updated it, and that's how it's working.
Yeah, they finally changed it, and I haven't played it since. But they did
Me
announce that
neither.
they were changing the entire progression system, and that was as of last Wednesday, I think. So
That's
fire up
like-
your
yeah, that's
Xbox
like-
and get an update.
Well, shit. Now, what the fuck? Why is it a year
Mine-
into a game, we're finally getting shit like
My entire
figured
rant
out?
is not even worth it now because all the game that I was complaining about they finally fixed.
Well, they still have to add a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah.
I can't be Yoda. If I can't be Grievous,
You
if
can't
I
be
can't
Yoda.
Mace Windu. I want to be all these guys.
Yeah.
Figure it out because the game is aesthetically looks great. It's fucking perfect. It's the most beautiful game visually ever.
Yeah.
And then I get in and I can't be half the people I want to be.
I know.
It's called Star Wars.
Yeah, it's amazing how well they nailed the aesthetics and not.
Also, the ship.
I'm
the ship
allergic to
flying is
Battlefront right now. It's amazing how much they nailed the aesthetics and missed, swinging a fucking miss on everything else.
Yeah, big time.
But at the same time, KOTOR, you could attack a door and miss it. So,
Yeah, but I'm revving while I'm attacking the door, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Revan couldn't kill anything because he can't even fucking open a door.
I'm a stupid character.
Too
man.
bad you can't use
What a
insanity on the
stupid-
door.
One of the worst characters ever created. Yeah. So what else we got? Anything outside of Star Wars that you're excited for, Mr. Matt?
Oh, shit, man. I don't know. I'm just gonna go into the Han Solo film and enjoy it. I mean, I'm gonna go. We're all gonna go.
Oh,
we're all
yeah,
gonna lap that
guaranteed.
shit up and be like, oh, cool, yeah.
Disney may as well like have a direct deposit account from me for the rest of my life.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
Just like an automatic upgrade phone.
Just an
You
automatic.
look,
They should do.
I paid
Disney should
$20.
Disney
20
should
years
start
ago.
doing a monthly subscription plan for just human beings. You just pay
Yeah.
Disney like $1,000 a year, and you can just watch all of our Disney content because you know you're gonna go anyways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Send
It's
me
like
all the
they call you
comics.
go.
Send me all the books. Done.
Hey, this is Disney. Would you like to subscribe to our service for another 25 years, you piece of shit? And you just go, what'd you just call me? I called you a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. You want to subscribe? Why, yes, I do.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, what do I
Make
get
it
if I
40
sign
years.
up? Well, it's every single piece of entertainment ever that comes out because we own everything now.
You piece of shit. Oh my god.
Enter your credit card number here.
Yeah, absolutely. I've started to play Legion. I sent you guys a picture earlier on in the WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got
that new
Legion,
Star Wars game.
I got the core set. I got the expansion pack for the ATST, and I can't wait to get stuck into that. But other than that,
Legion is it's the new Star Wars. What do you call these? Because I'm still new to the whole board game
tabletop
thing.
miniatures board game.
Yeah.
Not board game, tabletop miniatures game.
Like Warhammer.
Warhammer, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but Star Wars.
Shit, exactly.
Yeah, awesome. I would like to play that, but there's 40,000 games and 50,000 video games, and I haven't played any of them.
No. And they're expensive.
50,000 video games. What happened?
Yeah.
We've gotten 2 over the past decade. What video games are you talking about?
I just mean in general. I can't keep up with everything.
Okay, good. Got Star Wars pissed there.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate pissed.
Pilsed.
Star Wars
That's the ultimate Pilsner. Matt, are you into Marvel and stuff at all? Are you like looking forward to Infinity War?
I am looking forward to Infinity War. I'm a bit jaded by Marvel, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, but I didn't like Homecoming.
Really?
No, that child was far too peppy, and he needs to be given maybe some kind of an enema, or what's that called? Just to clear the shit out of him. Enema, sorry. Yeah. Excuse me.
It's okay.
An enema.
I thought you were wishing a disease on him, like anemia or something.
That's not Peter Parker.
See, I've heard from a lot of people say that is finally we got to see Peter Parker on screen compared to Tobey Maguire and the other people.
Bullshit. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. No, I'm joking. I'm sure people love that and more power to them. I just remember I did like parts of it, but he fucking exhausted me. Maybe I'm getting too old. I'm just looking at him going, fucking calm down. Sorry, I'm such an old fart. That's not Spider-Man. That's some fucking young lad in a costume. No, you need to sit down and relax and do your homework and stop bouncing off the fucking walls, you little shite hog.
Okay.
I always saw Peter Parker as this like kind of young doofus, very socially awkward. Now, I know they got the socially awkward thing all right, but he had far too much confidence. Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
I kind of did know what
a girl, but everyone else, yeah, what's up, bitches? Like, oh my god, there's a disconnect here somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Like, I loved him in Civil War. I thought it was a great intro to him, and I was like really excited to see him from there on in. Mm-hmm. But then I saw Homecoming, and I was like, right, you fucked him up. You had one job. You managed to get the license from Sony. I was like, woo, this is great now, Marvel. They can't fuck up Spider-Man, and they fucked up Spider-Man.
Interesting. Yeah. That is coming up on my list, so we'll see how I feel after I watch it again. Because I've only seen it once.
And what about you guys? You stoked to see Infinity Wars?
I'm balls deep in Marvel at the moment.
Oh, cool.
No.
Cool. Paul's getting burnt out by everything.
No, and I said that every time I speak, I got to say, but yeah, I think I was just getting burnt out on the nerddom. I was soaked up with The Last Jedi and then Thor and all this shit just comes out all at the same fucking time, and I was just burned out. And Solo's right around the corner already, and we got Ragnarok, we got Infinity Wars, we got Spider-Man. I mean, there's just shit all over. So I was just like, I just need to take a break.
I agree with you, man. It's
watch it, and then just like be done with it for a little bit.
But you think about it, like we had between other films like Star Wars and even most of the other Marvel films originally, you had like a year or 2 years in between movies. That gave you time to digest them,
Well, but not in between actual movies. Like I watched Thor Ragnarok, and then like 2 weeks later we got Wonder Woman, and then there's 2 weeks later we got. Yeah. There's just it's just always constant, and I think I just got burnt out on it. I am excited for Solo. Like 50%. I was 0% to begin with when the trailer came out. It was like, okay, this could just be a good film. And then Infinity Wars, it looks fun, it looks exciting, but I'm just not balls deep like I want to be, because but yeah, I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna fucking probably enjoy it. So I'm sitting here just being a sourpuss, so it doesn't matter.
It's okay, man. It's okay. I'm there with you.
But I don't know where we're at.
I don't know
where I am.
I'm not with either of you.
fucking mayonnaise.
I'm not with either of you. I'm balls deep
I
in
don't
Marvel.
know.
I'm fucking
I'm
obsessed.
not with him. He's in the fucking future
I'm
over here.
obsessed, man. I've been watching all the Marvel movies in order. I've loved almost every single one of them. I'm balls deep. I'm so excited for Infinity War,
dude,
man.
like,
I'm
I
so
get it.
fucking excited.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Episode, what? I didn't even know what episode this is. 137.
78.
137 episodes. I want to look back because I want to see. I'm pretty sure we even mentioned Lone Wolf came on with us live during episode 7, and you could be 100 episodes ago.
Jesus Christ.
I would love to see that statistic there. Mr. Matt O'Brien. So what do we got going on in the future for you, sir?
Just a lot of theater, some film work, and obviously with the studio, we're hoping to go into production of our first short film this summer. So I'll keep you posted on that.
Yeah, we'll definitely share that stuff because we're super excited to see what comes out of the film.
The film. And recently, we had a huge snowstorm over here. So myself and my friend, we made a short film movie that I'll send you guys if you have a look at it. We're doing a rough cut on it at the moment, and hopefully we're going to enter that into a couple of festivals. But yeah, theater and film and all the good shit. And
all the good shit.
For sure.
Awesome.
Cool.
Super excited to see that stuff.
Do you want to shout out where anybody can find you? This is a production company. Have a website yet, or where are you on Instagram?
We're launching
or
next week, but I'll put it on there. I'll send you the link, guys. But we're called Haggard Frame Productions, and you can find me. You could just go to my Instagram or Facebook, Matthew O'Brien. Just search for me. You'll see me.
Nice.
I'm a dopus. Dangus.
Good old Dangus.
Dangus.
I love that word. It was like I've never heard it before, but I would be christened that for the rest of my life.
As long as it spreads like wildfire, Dangus in Ireland. No one knows what it means.
No, Dangus O'Brien.
Dangus O'Brien.
Yeah.
Just touching on the beers, I had 360 Pale Ale from Sly Fox. That was a 3 out of 3 because the goddamn awesome beer opening can, motherfucker.
The Mosaic IPA from Carl Strauss was awesome. Standard, very good, well balanced. It was a 2 out of 3.
Oh man, we got to have you back on more and more often. Hopefully you ain't doing shit for the next year.
Yeah.
Gonna have you on every.
Hopefully
every
you
Sunday.
get no work so you can come back on the podcast and talk to us.
Jesus, man. Well, thank you for that.
Thank you.
No, it was really great. Thanks so much for having me again, guys. Lovely talking to you.
Of course, man. It's a blast every time.
Oh man. I just want to say hello to my beautiful girlfriend Lorna and my baby Luna as well.
Yeah, Luna, I hope you're listening right now. We have a lot of great advice for 7-month-year-olds. You know, this is the best podcast for you to listen to. You're gonna get through life much better by listening to Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, just think, Luna, you're listening to this now. This is 30 years ago. She's gonna be listening to this 30 years from now. This is how
fuck
your
was my dad
made it.
talking about?
This is how your dad made it.
Yeah.
Being on a Rogue Squadron podcast, he is now a multi-millionaire producer.
Jesus, man. You've really pushed the bench up here. Like, that's never going to happen. I'm going to be in a bush and living in a cardboard box. And I'm going to be listening to this on literally the same phone that I have now in 30 years.
That's the only thing you own.
It's a good one. It has a good camera. There's nothing wrong with this thing.
The Last Jedi still sucks, though.
Exactly. Absolutely, yeah.
I'll never accept it.
I fucking stand by it.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to Rogue Squadron Podcast. If you guys are big fans of the show, you can head on over to patreon.com and search Rogue Squadron Podcast. We've got a couple tiers. You can do whatever the fuck you want, or you can just do the $5 a month and buy us one beer a month just to hang out with your buddies. With that, you also get a crazy message feed. It's belligerent.
Group chat,
I warn you right now. Everybody who's even thinking about it, it's all tiers. All tiers get the message.
It's probably a disincentive.
The group chat, yeah. Please don't give us $1. Don't give us anything.
Our main feature of the tiers is probably going to turn you off from buying anything because it's that.
I know,
absurd.
exactly. And then also, if you guys are huge fans of the show, you've seen the Patreon calls. If you want to be a part of the Patreon calls, we do that every week right before we record. So you can do that. All Patreons get that too. So we appreciate any and all support.
You guys are awesome.
Most of you, except the fucks that talk about Last Jedi like it ain't shit and Yoda's face is melting and shit. I've had enough.
Pissed.
All right, sir.
Oh, man, thanks so much. That was great fun.
It's a great way to end that.
Thank you. We definitely, any day except for like the next 6 days, and then we'll talk again.
Yeah, let us know whenever you're free. That was fucking so much fun.
Good.
And it's great to see you guys doing so fucking well, man.
Thank
really,
you, man.
Really, really proud of you. You're fucking killing it.
It's been a blast, man.
All right, dude.
All fucking day. We'll keep in touch. This will go live tomorrow.
Cool.
On the podcast feed, and then the video will get updated when?
The video's up. It'll be up right now as soon as I stop
Cool.
For YouTube.
the stream. Yeah.
Technology, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
I don't even know about it.
You guys got to get some in Ireland.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I know. Fucking, you're telling me.
Get past that wheel so you can start live
You're
streaming.
telling me. Are you from Kentucky? This is amazing. You're telling me.
I've been petitioning the entire time.
That's what you thought. I said West Virginia. I said Kentucky. You said I'll be petitioning. I don't think anyone in Kentucky can even spell petitioning. So,
or make a sign to petition.
But they can petition against the Last Jedi and Disney. So, I'm pissed.
I'm salty.
I'm going to go Kentucky my dick between my legs and pretend I'm a woman. All right.
All right.
I'm signing
On
off,
that
man.